And that's why you signed the kid to 8 years. Cole Caufield, ladies and gentlemen, finishing it off for the Montreal Canadiens. How about that finish in a game where it did not look like the Canadiens were going to come back in this one? At least to me, it didn't anyway. If you guys are noticing, I am not at home right now. I'm on the road. I'm an hour from Montreal, about to head to Brassard tomorrow to watch the Canadiens practice, and then head to the Bell Center on Saturday to watch the Canadiens host the Winnipeg Jets. But before we get to that, let's talk about this game. So thank you guys for tuning in. As you can tell, different setup, but we got the Bell Center in the background. We got my sister Tracy helping us out here with a little background here. We got something going on here. All right. The Montreal Canadiens complete the comeback, down 2-goal deficits twice in this game, as they were down 2-0 and then 3-1. And then what a concept. The Montreal Canadiens power play actually clicks in this game, and they score 2 power play goals. But let's start with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Adam Fantilli coming into this game, 3rd overall draft pick for the Columbus Blue Jackets. And he lays a hit on Justin Barron pretty early in this game, his old buddy from Team Canada. I don't think they're buddies anymore. Well, you know how it is. It's gamesmanship. But Fantilli looked good early in this game. And then I thought for the rest of the game, he kind of disappeared. Maybe it was just me, but it wasn't until the 3rd period the Canadiens really, to me, started to tilt the ice and they started to take over a bit. But let's talk about the first period right from the get-go. Jack Roslovic getting his 2nd goal of the game to open the scoring on a play where Johnny Gaudreau frankly makes a good pass. In this game, you kind of realize, at least for me, like, oh yeah, the Columbus Blue Jackets have Johnny Gaudreau, and Patrick Laine was out of the lineup in this game. But good players make good plays, and they can make the seam passes over and under sticks to get it to the target. And that's what Johnny Gaudreau did in the first goal in this game. So he gets that puck over to Jack Roslovic, who came over in the Patrick Laine deal for Pierre-Luc Dubois just a couple of years ago. I actually made a video about that on this channel, ironically. And then Emil Benstrom on the power play from Provorov and Jack Roslovic. Yes, I am using a little bit of notes today for a one-taker, but a power play goal for the Columbus Blue Jackets. They go up 2-0 early in this game, and it wasn't until early in the 2nd period that the Canadiens actually showed a sign of life, where Nick Suzuki finally gets his first goal of the season. I said he was going to get it tonight or on Saturday against Winnipeg when I'm at the game. So he did it tonight. All the power to Nick for that. But early in this game, we got to talk about the first period, and Jacki going off for 5 minutes for fighting with, of course, Voronkov of the Columbus Blue Jackets, who was a rookie. Was it his first NHL game tonight? I think I might have heard that correctly, but Arbor Jacki took a hit from behind, which was not called, and then he took exception. But because Jacki, I was like yelling at the TV for Jacki to take his gloves off, because the first 2 punches he threw were with his gloves on. So I thought he was going to get an extra 2 minutes for that, which it looks like he did for roughing. And the Canadiens don't end up getting a power play on that play, where he took a pretty dangerous hit from behind. And then another hit from behind occurred later in the 2nd period. Similar hit. Was it the 1st or 2nd period? I might get it wrong, guys. I drove all day today, so have mercy on me if I make mistakes. You can correct me. I don't care. Just do it. I don't care. I was driving all day today, coming in to watch the game at my sister's place here, so I'm going to make mistakes. All right. But there was a couple hits from behind in this game, neither of which were called. But in the end, I think the calls sort of evened out in the end of it. But let's go back to some players we can talk about. Nick Suzuki, of course, getting his first goal of the season. And I also want to discuss Emil Benstrom, again, actually scoring another power play goal, which frankly I thought was too easy of a goal for him to score, because he was wide open at the side of the cage, and Sam Montembeault kind of overplayed on that play. I think it was Vornikov or Roslovic who actually made the pass over to Benstrom, and it was just too easy for him to put that puck in. There was just a wide open cage. But then thankfully, Mike Matheson gives us life once again, giving the power play a different look. What a concept that we don't just go to Cole Caufield and he shoots it every time. Cole's starting to move the puck around. Did you guys see Cole doing that little sequence where he kind of was just like super mobile for that one part? He did that with Team USA in the World Juniors, and I thought, if this guy's going to be on our power play in the future, I like the looks of it. And Cole started to change things up. He just started to be a little more shifty and move around and kind of just try to be more deceptive. I think that Matheson and Cole Caufield have been doing a great job of trying to be more deceptive and more creative on the power play. And they did that. And Mike Matheson's 2nd goal and 3rd point in 2 games after the Bobby Orr breakaway last game. And that really gave the Canadiens life. But then they get another power play in the third period after the penalties kind of go back and forth, and the Canadiens are actually able to kill off some power plays from Columbus, and that really kept them alive. And so did Sam Montembeault after the third goal. He kept them in it as well with some key saves. And Sean Monahan, this power play was nice because, again, it was from Matheson and Caufield on this one, but it was a different look, right? I mean, Caufield gets the puck. You think he's looking shoot like he normally would on that side in the Ovi spot, right? And then he just gets it right down to Monahan for the tip in, and just a pure veteran tip by Sean Monahan. I thought he was pretty quiet in the game until then, but there was a great sequence in this game. Sean had a couple chances. Josh Anderson had a ton of chances. How many breakaways did Josh get? 3 in this game. And Monahan, in one part of the sequence in the third period, I believe it was the third period, he got the puck. He in Montreal's own zone, didn't lose it. He actually was able to gain control, get it up the other way, and then created a great chance for himself. So in the third period, the Canes seem to turn it on lately. I don't know what it is, but their third periods have really gotten better. I saw the same thing the other night in Buffalo. So after the Canadiens tie it, Brendan Gallagher gets a high sticking call at the end of the game. And I thought Gally had a good game. I think he's been getting better, even though there's some folks that are just always on him constantly because, he makes one mistake and, he's making 6.5 million, just anyway. But that high sticking play at the end of the game could have happened to anybody. And fortunately, the Canadiens are able to kill it off with just under a minute to go in the third period. And then we get to overtime and the Canadiens kill it off. Just a huge kill for them. It stays 4-on-4 for a little bit. And then we go to 3-on-3, and the magician himself, Cole Caufield, comes on the ice. It does his thing, gets some chances, and basically Montreal kept the puck for what looked like the remainder of the overtime. Cole goes off, comes back on during the overtime, and Jordan Harris, we saw him out there actually, which was great. Jordan Harris is playing great. He's playing with a lot of confidence. He's a smart player. He's small, and I know last year he was getting bumped off the puck quite a bit, but he's getting a little bit stronger. I think I've noticed a little bit more physical play from him. I know he takes his hits and he's not a big guy, but they put him out there in the 3-on-3 with Nick Suzuki and Cole Caufield. And at one point with Mike Matheson, Josh Anderson got a shift in overtime. But you know what? They were able to keep the puck away from Columbus's hands, and Cole gets a second chance to just get his angle, right? 3-on-3 was just built for Cole Caufield. I mean, that's clear because the first 2 games he played in the NHL, he got 2 overtime winners. That's literally what happened. So, or not the first 2 games. He played in Calgary. It didn't score. I remember his first game. He almost scored on his first shift, a pass from Phil Deneau. I remember that very well. He almost scored on his first shift in his first NHL game, but actually it was the next games against Ottawa and Toronto, as I mentioned, that he got overtime goals in the 3-on-3, but he was built for it. I know that 3-on-3 doesn't exist in the playoffs, and it's not a formula for success for the playoffs, but they do get you points to get to the playoffs. And that's where Cole Caufield is going to help you. So kudos to him in that regard. Other players in this game, Kovacevic had a decent game, just making simple plays. I love the way Tanner Pearson plays. Whenever the Montreal Canadiens need to get the puck out of their own zone, count on Tanner Pearson, count on Sean Monahan, guys like Brendan Gallagher to just chip the puck out. And I think Slavkovsky struggled with that. Slav had a couple instances in the third period near the end of the game where he tried to get the puck out of the zone. I don't like when, if you guys notice, Slav makes passes to the middle when he's in his own zone. I don't like that. To me, that's just recipe for disaster. So I don't want to see that from Slav anymore. Didn't have his best game, I didn't think Slav did, but he had chances here and there earlier in the game. But he's getting stronger in the battles. He still gets beat out in some of the board battles and the puck battles, but in the end of this game, I noticed specifically that Slav had 2 opportunities to clear it near the end of the game when the game was tied, and he wasn't able to do that. So fortunately, the Canes bailed him out, but you got to watch that stuff. He's still young, and those mistakes can cost you. And you could just feel the Bell Center on top of him when he was not able to clear the puck a couple times. So Sam Montembeault was able to finish strong in this game, and that was key because early on in the game, it just didn't look like his confidence was quite there. And he was beat on the short side on the 1 power play goal where you kind of thought like he just didn't have the right angle there. But in the end, he helped the Canadiens get this W. And now we're going to the Bell Center this Saturday night, myself and my cousin. I know Tony Marinaro is going to be there. I'm going to try to meet up and say hi to him. Tomorrow, I'm going to Brassard for the Canadiens practice for however many of them actually show up. Marty might give some of them the day off. I don't know. But I will be meeting with certain members of the Montreal media in Brossard. That's the plan right now. So I'll bring you guys some footage from practice. And then, of course, Saturday night, stay tuned. Habs Fan TV, Deeksy, HF TV, and Deeksy going to be linking up for a little video. And I'm going to bring you guys as much coverage as I can from the Bell Center and from the CN Sports Complex where the Canadiens practice. So stay tuned, you guys. This was a great finish. Nick Suzuki and Cole Caufield and Mike Matheson leading the way for the Canadiens to come back in this game and get a big 2 points that I frankly didn't see coming the way the game was going early on, right? So I'm trying to think of any other plays I want to talk about before we sign off here. Pez had a chance in this game. He missed the net. The fourth line has been, they don't get a ton of minutes, but when they are out there, I'm happy with them. I like the way Ulanen's playing. Also good news, Caden Gooley might be back Saturday when we see the Jets in Montreal. So that's encouraging as well. And I think they'll take Lindstrom out most likely and then shift Harris back to the other side. But that's encouraging news. And Christian Dvorak is going to be coming back on, what is it, November 2nd or 4th. So if the Canadiens going to stay competitive past Christmas, that's the goal. That's what we want. So I hope that keeps up, man. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you following me on the road here as I make this video. You guys are the best. I think Matheson played over 30 minutes, by the way, I saw. That's crazy. I'm so glad he's with us for the start of this season. He's fun to watch. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Deeksy signing off. I'll see you in Montreal.